Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to explain a little bit about remote mining bases. These bases are similar to a standard colony, except that instead of having to build up all the extras, you can skip right to just the mining facilities. Now, these remote mining bases, they are restricted to how much they can build. So, generally what you want to do is set them up and have them send resources to a homeworld or another well-established planet that you have. Now, before we begin, I'm going to jump over to the research area. What you need to do here is you need to have cargo ships. They're important because that's what actually transports all your resources. So the first thing you'll need is to get your modular spaceship space construction research on its way. And hopefully by now you've spent a little money and time in building up your research, because that'll make this research go a lot quicker. So first thing we need to do, I'm going to go off the assumption that you already have a remote mining base. You can find out by going to your trained units, and you should see one right here. If you do not have one, go ahead and hit the help section and search for remote mining base to determine which type of research you need in order to build those. So I'm going to go to known planets, and when I'm establishing my base, since I don't have terraformers yet, I'm going to specifically look for an M-class planet that has all of these resources and food. I'm actually going to set this base up to be a food farm. Food is generally pretty important, so I'm going to make sure I have enough of that coming in. Now this search right here is only open to premium accounts, so be sure to use your free tokens to get a premium account in the Emperor's Guild. Once you do that, you can check those off and search on them. My search came back. I've got one planet here that has all of the requested resources. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as my remote base. I'm going to click on the picture of the planet. I'm going to tell it to send a fleet there. And this is all going to be pretty familiar to you. So I'm going to pick the homeworld, and I'm going to tell it to send one of my remote mining bases. I'll give it a name, remote miner, and I'm going to tell it to send the fleet. Now it'll take a little while to get there, so I'll check back soon. Okay, my mining ship has arrived. So I'm going to go ahead and view my planet. And similar to the colonization, you can colonize M-class planets. Let me back up. You can colonize any planet as long as you terraform it, but M-classes don't need to be terraformed. So I'm going to go ahead and click the colonize button. It's going to take a couple hours, so check back then. Okay, it's been a couple hours and I have my planet colonized right here. So if I go and look at that planet, I'm going to notice it's a little different. Generally I start out with an outpost. This one starts out with a mining base. So first thing I should do with this mining base is I should start building up my various modules. So depending on what I want to build, I can do a copper, I can do iron, Kysaran, and so forth. Now, previous to me making this video, I actually built some cargo ships on my homeworld, and I had them sent to this planet using the send fleet button. And you've all used that before. It works the same here with cargo ships. So I'll go to trained units, and notice I've got 5 cargo ships ready on my planet right now. The way resource redirection works, which is this area here, is they use any trained units that are showing up in your, any trained cargo units that are showing up on your planet. Now if I want to send these to my homeworld, I'll select my homeworld and I can go through and I can say, okay, I want 25% copper, 25% iron, and so forth. This is going to say it's going to fill up 25% of the available space on these cargo ships and send it to this planet. If I check this return cargo fleet, it'll get to the planet and then come back here and send another load there. If I don't do this, then it'll just go to that other planet, unload the cargo, and then those ships will remain at that planet. And this is useful for setting up loops. So if I want a continual loop, if I want this planet to send these certain resources to my homeworld, and then my homeworld in turn to send other resources back, I can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and set the redirection. And those cargo ships will now start to automatically be sent to my homeworld. In fact, if I go over to my homeworld right now, and assuming I've got my account upgraded to a premium by using the Emperor's Guild, I should see now that I've got a fleet coming into my homeworld. This is the fleet that the system just barely made and started sending resources to. So that's how remote bases work. Hope you've learned something from this video. Thanks.